Okay, this is the last slide for Lab 8, the fungus, the yeast and molds. So this last slide just shows what you would have done if you were in lab day 1 and 2. I'm sad you guys couldn't have done it because I do think it makes the material you learn stick better in your brains, but we're doing the best we can. So what you would have done on day 1 is you would have taken your yeast. You would have had 2 plates of yeast. You would have had unknown 1 and unknown 2. And what you would have done is try to see what one was Candida albicans and which one was Saccharomyces cerevisiaceae. So you guys already had done methylene blue simple stains a long time ago. And if you remember, we did those along with gram stains. And all you would have done is mix some of your yeast with some water. You would have, he fixed it on the slide warmer, remember? And once it was dry, you would squirt some methylene blue on it for 30 seconds. You would rinse it off, and then you would blot it dry in the bibulous paper. Then you would put it on your microscope. You would add a drop of oil, and you would put your 100x oil immersion lens on it. And you will look to see if you saw buds. Then what you would do for your yeast unknown 1 and 2 is you would sub each of them to a sheep blood agar. So that way what we're doing is we would streak it on there in your 3 quadrants. And then so the next day or in 2 days you would go to see if you saw feet. Okay? So that's what you would have done for day 1. It would have been a quick lab, just setting up some things for yeast. On day 2, we would have came back. We would have checked your sheep agar plates for your yeast, unknown 1 and 2, to see which one showed feet. So one of your knowns, the yeast colonies, would not have shown feet, and one would have. The one that did show the feet would be Candida albicans. The one that didn't would be the Saccharomyces cerevisiaceae. But you also would have 2 unknown Scotch tape preps. I wouldn't have been able to let you guys make your own Scotch tape preps because you can't do something about molds in a room that doesn't have a biological hood because the spores would get all over that room. And you could say, okay, the spores on Aspergillus and Penicillium could probably be in the air. They could be on bread that's moldy. But we don't know if somebody in the class is immunocompromised. And by making a Scotch tape prep of a mold in a classroom that doesn't have biological safety hoods, the spores will be all over that room. And how do we know someone in our class or the class after us couldn't have been immunocompromised and not known it, breathe in those spores, and they could get sick? So I would have made you the Scotch tape preps myself in the lab. And once they're covered with Scotch tape, nothing's going to get out, so no one could bring in the spores. So what you would have done on day 2 is you would have looked at the agar plates that the molds would have been in, and they would have been sealed plates so that no spores could have got out of those agar plates. It would have been sealed. So you would look to see the color, and then you will look at the Scotch tape preps I've made. And one Scotch tape prep would have had Penicillium on it, and one would have had Aspergillus, and you would try to identify which one was which.